Good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. I wanted to tell you a story about 5 years ago today, something that happened to me. So it was February 15th, 2020. And for a couple of years before this, I had been seeing a nutritionist and doing different things to try to lose weight. And what I eventually would do would to get gastric bypass surgery. But before that, in August, I'd been to the nutritionist and she said, I'll set a appointment for 6 months from now. Do you think you can lose, I think it was 20 pounds. We set a goal number. I said, yeah, I think I can do that. And so I left and immediately did nothing towards it for the rest of August and September. October comes and I said, you know what? It was a week before Halloween. I need to get this straight. I need to not go on a crash diet in February to try to lose all this weight. I need to be good now. So I did. Started dieting, got to Halloween, allowed myself one candy bar. Diet. November came, allowed myself one cheat day, Thanksgiving. Then right after that, the next day had some leftovers, but right after that, right back to the diet. Same thing for Christmas. The week between Christmas and New Year's, I took off. Ate whatever I want. I think I gained a pound or two. But right after New Year's, we lived in Maine at the time, got back to Maine, started back to my diet, and I work in student housing. And during RA training, for some reason, we started talking about different things. Started talking about fast food places and our favorite fast food chains. And somebody said, have you ever been to A&W? I said, oh yeah, a few times. It's really good. And they're like, oh yeah, the burgers are good. The root beer is really good and all of that. And that night I said, you know what? I'm not going to be on this diet forever. I wonder if there's an A&W around. And I put it in, and the closest one was Philadelphia. And then Google said, do you mean A&W International? What's A&W International? So I clicked that, and there's one 100 miles away in Canada. So that's interesting. I put that in the back of my mind. February 14th, Valentine's Day, I had my nutritionist appointment. I hit my goal weight. I mean, bing, exactly on there. I was so happy. She was happy. Get through with that, come out with all my paperwork, put that in my truck, go. And then we were going on February break at my job. So we closed the halls, February break. The next day, my wife was flying down to Virginia to see her family. And I dropped her off at the airport. Then I went back and got my passport because I'm going to get that burger. I had been dieting for 4 months, and that burger was calling my name. So I drive to Canada and get up there, and the woman's like, hey, good morning, how are you? I said, I'm good, how are you? She says, good, what brings you to Canada today? And I told her the truth. I'm going to A&W. And she looks at me. She says, do what? I said, I'm going to A&W. I give her the whole spiel. And she says, sir, I'm gonna need you to pull your truck over under that awning over there. It's a little area. If you've never been in a Canadian interrogation room, I do not recommend it. The guy says, now tell me everything that's going on. So I give him the whole spiel. He goes over my truck with a fine-tooth comb. He sees the paperwork from that. He says, does anybody know you're doing it? I said, my wife, we've been texting. I said, she's flying. So I unlock my phone for him. He sees the text. He says, And then he let me go because I had not broken any laws. It was weird, but it was not illegal. So I go, and again, if you've never been in a Canadian interrogation room, I do not recommend it. However, it will get your appetite up. You will get a hankering for some burgers. So I got that burger and I got that regular root beer and the fries. And then I got another burger, smaller burger. My stomach was larger then. And a fried peach pie. And it was the best thing ever. Now I'll say this. As I'm leaving, I was nervous because I've always had trouble crossing the border. This is the most infamous time, but it's because I have a very common name. And so I come up and give the guy my passport. And he says, well, what were you doing in Canada? I took a deep breath because here we go again. And so I told him. And he looks at me and he says, was it good? I said, it was excellent. And so he says, is the back of your truck unlocked? Yes, sir. He looks back there, hands me back. No, he doesn't hand me back my passport yet. He says, have you been to mainland China in the past 6 weeks? Because it is February 15th of 2020. COVID was ramping up. And I said, no, sir. He says, have a good day. And that's what I was doing 5 years ago today. So thank you all for listening. Have a good day.